Will EV remain the only option in the automotive world in the future? That's what we thought till now. But it seems everyone had enough of the EV hype. They are missing the old gas-powered cars. So why the sudden change of mind? In today's video, we will find out more about this. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button and stay with us till the end. There was recent news about EV cars catching fire.
2:30 this morning near Greenbrier Lane and Imperial Highway in La Habra.
What was even more surprising was the firefighters didn't know how to manage it. When firefighters rushed to a Hackensack parking garage one early morning in March after a smoke detector went off, they had a tricky job on their hands. They quickly found a parked electric car engulfed in flames and worked fast to put out the fire. Dealing with an electric vehicle fire is no easy task. It took the firefighters more than 7 hours and thousands of gallons of water to cool down the car's battery and prevent it from reigniting. Electric car fires burn much hotter than those in regular gas-powered cars, reaching temperatures up to 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit compared to 1,500 degrees in gas car fires. The battery pack, located just inches from the ground, is encased in a tough material like titanium, making it hard for firefighters to access and cool during a fire. Is that the only concern EV faces? Even more surprising is how many EV owners are thinking about going back to gas cars. About 46% of EV drivers in the US are likely to switch to a traditional engine for their next car. Globally, the main worry for EV owners isn't the cars, but the lack of enough public charging stations. This could leave them stuck on the road, especially during long trips. Also, the cost of maintaining EVs is a challenge for many owners. As researchers pointed out, charging is both the biggest challenge and the best advantage for electric car owners. You can fully charge an electric car at home in less than 2 hours. However, most homes in California aren't set up for this. Another issue is that many people don't have a parking spot with charging access. This is especially tough for those living in apartments. It also depends on the type of EV people own. Tesla owners are the least likely to switch back to gas cars, while Fiat 500e owners are more likely to return to gas vehicles. Now, another concern is the cost of replacing an EV battery. How much does it cost to replace an EV battery? Just 13 years ago, the Nissan Leaf was the first mainstream electric car to hit the US market. Since then, over 40 other electric models have joined, and last year alone, almost 1.2 million electric vehicles were sold in America. Even though electric cars are still pretty new, their numbers are growing fast, now making up 7.6% of all vehicles sold. Electric cars can be more expensive to buy than gas cars, but they come with some clear perks. They cost less to run daily, don't produce tailpipe emissions, and usually have lower maintenance costs. However, there can be some big unexpected costs, mainly if the battery needs to be replaced. Fortunately, needing to replace an electric car battery is rare. A study by Recurrent found that only about 1.5% of EVs need a battery replacement. Older models like the early Nissan Leaf and Tesla Model S are more likely to need new batteries, which makes sense since they've been around the longest. The Department of Energy says that while electric car batteries are built to last a long time, they will eventually wear out. Their research shows that current EV batteries can last 12 to 15 years in moderate climates and 8 to 12 years in harsher ones. Most car makers offer battery warranties for up to 10 years or 120,000 miles. Though it's rare, battery issues can still happen. Older batteries can degrade over time, especially in used EVs. Batteries can also get damaged in accidents, even minor ones, which might mean they need to be replaced. Sometimes, manufacturing flaws can cause recalls, like with the Chevrolet Bolt EV and Hyundai Kona Electric. In such cases, the manufacturer usually covers the replacement cost. The cost to replace an EV battery varies based on its size and chemical makeup. While some materials are pricey, the good news is that battery replacement costs have dropped a lot recently. According to the DEW, the cost of a lithium-ion EV battery was 89% lower in 2022 than in 2008. Still, replacing a battery can cost between $7,000 and $30,000, depending on the specifics. Battery age isn't the only thing that can cause it to fail or lose power. How often you charge the battery also matters. The more charging cycles it goes through, the faster it can degrade. Letting the battery almost fully discharge before charging it to 100% can also shorten its lifespan. Is EV insurance expensive? Many EV owners are backing out, mainly because of the insurance prices. Well, it mostly comes down to the raw materials used to make them. Metals like nickel, cobalt, lithium, and manganese are tough to find and expensive to mine. But these metals are crucial for making batteries. Lithium, in particular, is used in high-performance electronics and electric vehicles. Because of this high demand, shortages can happen, which pushes the prices even higher. Electric cars are expensive and need more maintenance. This is because they have complex and costly parts. Fixing an electric car requires high skills to repair any damaged part. Since there aren't many electric car owners in India, there are also fewer mechanics for them compared to traditional cars. Because of this, skilled electric car mechanics charge more than regular car mechanics, making the labor cost of servicing and repairing electric cars higher. This also leads to higher insurance costs for electric vehicles. Are petrol cars more reliable? Many people were attracted to electric vehicles for their promise of simplicity and reliability. In theory, with their straightforward mechanics and fewer maintenance needs like fewer oil changes and less brake wear thanks to regenerative braking. EVs seem like they would be more dependable, but in reality, things turned out differently. Recent findings from Consumer Reports reveal that EVs actually experience 80% more issues than gasoline cars. Common problems include issues with battery performance, charging, and frequent glitches in infotainment and software systems. For example, Edmunds, a well-known automotive magazine, shared a story about a new Chevy Blazer EV. Just 2 months and 2,000 miles into ownership, the car had 23 fault codes during a diagnostic check. On a trip from Los Angeles to San Diego, they faced problems like malfunctioning window switches, a melted infotainment display, and navigation issues, showing that EV reliability isn't always as smooth as expected. Choosing a petrol car over an EV is often because of how far you can drive before needing to refuel. When electric cars first hit the market, they could only go about 80 miles on a full charge before needing to plug in again. But over the last decade, EV range has gotten much better. For example, the Tesla Model S long range can now go up to 405 miles on a single charge. In comparison, a full tank of petrol typically gets you between 300 to 400 miles. Your fuel efficiency can also be affected by other things. For instance, if your wheels aren't aligned properly, your car has to work harder when you steer, which uses up more fuel. And if your tires aren't inflated enough, your car faces more resistance and needs more energy to move, which can also increase fuel use. Is EV range issues being a letdown? EVs are getting better at covering longer distances on a single charge, but range anxiety is still a concern. The charging network isn't fully developed yet, and EVs don't travel as far as traditional vehicles before needing a recharge. Most EVs can't go beyond 300 miles on a full charge, and their real-world performance often falls short of what manufacturers or EPA estimates suggest by about 13%. Meanwhile, EV owners usually can't fully charge their batteries using fast chargers. Another issue is battery performance, which can drop to about 80% in certain conditions. Cold weather, for example, can significantly reduce how far an EV can go on a single charge. Batteries also struggle under heavy use, such as when hauling or towing. A test by AAA with the F-150 Lightning hauling 1,400 pounds of sandbags saw its range drop from 278 miles to 210 miles. That is a 24.5% decrease. When it comes to cost and depreciation, EVs still tend to be more expensive than gas-powered cars, with an average price over $53,000, 15% higher than the average car purchase in 2023, despite recent discounts. EVs also lose their value faster over 5 years. They typically lose about 50% of their initial value, compared to around 39% for the market average and 37.4% for hybrids. A Tesla Model S loses 55% of its value over 5 years, while a Porsche 911 only loses 9.3%. Given these factors, it's understandable why many EV owners reconsider and choose traditional gas-powered cars instead. Choosing between EVs and gas vehicles depends on several factors like personal preferences, driving habits, budget, and environmental concerns. EVs have advantages such as lower operating costs, reduced emissions, and often smoother driving experiences. They're also becoming more available with advancements in technology and charging infrastructure. However, gas vehicles still offer advantages like longer driving ranges, quicker refueling times, and a more established infrastructure. In the end, the decision between EVs and gas vehicles depends on individual needs and priorities. So do you think people are going to regret jumping into the EV bandwagon in the future? Many already miss those old gas vehicles. But do let us know what you feel about this in the comments below. Also hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you all.